Good afternoon, everyone. This is John Caswell and Gay Caswell here to give you another program. I want to start with a hymn that came into my mind recently that I remember singing. It's a good song about believing in God and believing that He will help us. We saw Thee not when Thou didst come to this poor world of sin and death, nor yet beheld Thy cottage home in that despised Nazareth. But we believe Thy footsteps trod its streets and plains, Thou Son of God. But we believe Thy footsteps trod its streets and plains, Thou Son of God. We saw thee not when lifted high amid that wild and savage crew, nor heard we that imploring cry, forgive, they know not what they do. But we believe the deed was done that shook the earth and veiled the sun. But we believe the deed was done that shook the earth and veiled the sun. We gazed not in the open tomb, where once Thy mangled body lay, nor saw Thee in that upper room, nor met Thee on the open way. But we believe that angels said, why seek the living with the dead? But we believe that angels said, why seek the living with the dead? We walk not with the chosen few, who saw Thee from the earth ascend, who raised to heaven their wandering view, then low to earth all prostrate bend. But we believe that human eyes beheld that journey to the skies. But we believe that human eyes beheld that journey to the skies. I like singing that song.
Yeah, very good.
And I'll pass the program over to you, my dear.
Okay, thank you. Today we're talking about sanctity of life. Do we have sanctity of human life, or does life have value, if at all? And this is an essential question we must ask and we must answer, because if life is not sacred, then the whole concept of Christianity and civilization falls apart. There's nothing intrinsically about humans that will stand as superior to animals unless we accept that we are made in the image and likeness of God. Now, I have no idea what that means specifically or doesn't mean or whatever. We don't have to know that. It says so in the Bible. And you might say that's simplistic. You bet it is. Humans are simple people and need simple answers. What is it that other than makes humans sacred, other than God? We in the textbooks used to say, well, man is the tool maker. Forget it. Birds are the a tool maker. There's insects who weave a nest. There's insects that catch animals, that build webs that are incredibly strong according to their size. And we could go on and on. Scientists are constantly discovering the complexity and abilities of insects, animals, dolphins, birds, fish, and so on. And many inventions are caused by man imitating human animals. And there are many inventions that have sprung from people studying animals, from the bird that created the airplane, that established the airplane. The birds didn't create the airplane, but what they learned from bird flight, they taught them how to fly, and on and on. So why is man sacred? When funerals happen, we say, so and so shall live in our memories. Forget it. If my son or anyone else who's died are dependent on my memory to give them eternal life, forget it. At best they have 20 years of eternity. That won't do. We say things like that, and well, he will live in our memories. I don't know about your memory, but that doesn't encourage me at all to think of eternity. Eternity means eternity. It means that you are going to live forever, or you're going to die forever. That's eternity. For man was meant not for the limited lifespan of 70 or 90 years, but man was made for eternity. And that's what makes us unique, and why we are like God's, created by God's image, because we have a soul that will live forever. And forever means, yes, forever. So if all we have is, well, we live and we die, and if we're sentimental, we give someone a funeral, or maybe not, or whatever. We say a prayer over a bunch of ashes. But it has to mean something more than that. Man is made in the image and likeness of God, not the image and likeness of the porpoise or the dolphin or a bat. All those animals have abilities that man doesn't have. We're not talking about those. It's not intelligence that makes us differ from animals. It's not abilities. It's not sensor. It's not migration. All those things are limited, and man is not the top on any of those criteria. Yet God has said man is made in the image and likeness of God. And therefore, man is sacred. A human life is sacred. Sacred means belonging to God. Sacred means something that God has put a soul in that can't be destroyed. We have to return to this concept, or nothing makes sense. Why should this person matter if he dies, if he's murdered, if he's not murdered? Why do these things matter? Why do we put a tombstone or some other kind of marker? Why do we say a gravesite is sacred? Is it sacred or isn't it? Can we just do anything in a gravesite, Or is there really some value other than sentiment, nostalgia? And until we firmly answer this, life doesn't make sense. Funerals don't make sense. Criminology doesn't make sense. The idea of justice doesn't make sense. It's all those are just pretty sentiments that can be changed in a whim. But what if there really is a God and He created us and then gave us a rule book in which we are to follow the plan? That we have to say, is this true or isn't it true? And if not, it's useless. Nietzsche or the secularists were completely right. Life doesn't make any sense, and we can do anything, and there's nothing but might is right. We encourage you to answer this question. The only way that life will make sense is that life was made by man, by God, and man is sacred because he is made in the image and likeness of God. He is created by God. If we don't start here, there is nothing. So that's it, but we'll pursue this subject for many, many times. Okay?
Yep. So remember, you are all beloved of God, so much so that He sent His only begotten Son to die for you. That if you believe in Him, you will have eternal life. God bless you all.
Okay?